Ta-da! And welcome to Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. Just a little bit of housekeeping. You don't need to like, follow, or subscribe to any of my videos. Just put the videos out there where I can. Have a holly jolly, a great time doing so. Also, for those of you that have been following the series and wondering, why is this here? Because I'd hate to strike my noodle on the corner of this cabinet work and do some damage. To which there is a video somewhere in this description showing the method I've used for dealing with that in other areas underneath the layout so you don't bang that noodle of yours. But today, reasonably quick one, I just wanted to share with you maybe the first part in a two-part series of the lazy person's diorama. Well, not necessarily lazy, but maybe an easier way for some people who don't really want to go and buy a bag of static grass and learn all these techniques. They just want to display their models in a simple way. You may recall I did a video, I think it was just a short little video, one of the shorts or what have you, talking about the Hot Wheels Oldsmobile. Actually, this is the flat out 442 in green, and one of my absolute favorites, purchased from the Woolworths in Viscount Slim in Whyalla. Yes, indeed. Always loved this car. I don't know why, but that roll on it was just something else. The piano wire inside, the magic. Anyway, unlike all the others, which we're going to talk about with the Hot Wheels and Matchboxes and that collection in a whole other bunch of videos as I'm still developing that area, there are just a few sort of loose ones that aren't on their blister pack or stored on cards, and or like you can see in the drawer down here. And of course we are talking about this type of blister packaging, which we are going to talk about storage and the rest of that later on. In the meantime, this is definitely a drawer for another day. Yes, the Days of Thunder ones, a separate collection, which I still don't know what we're going to do with yet. But the point is, you end up sometimes with some cards that have been opened and or played with, and I'm not really too sure what we're going to do with them. In which case, I noticed on a popular trading site, you can purchase a pre-done little diorama kit. And I thought, that's fantastic. Can put them on, keeps the dust off, sit them on a shelf, problem solved. Or so I thought. But as always, saving money ends up costing more time, which is what we've got. So what we've got here, now forgive me because I haven't taken the protective plastic coating off of it, but we basically have a nice clear case to put it in and this nice little track, which I thought to myself, well, that is a fine how do you do. We can sit him there, we're not damaging the model, sit it on a shelf and put it on. But let's just get that camera in a little bit closer and see why, while I'm still very happy with the case, there's no problems at all there, why we might have some other challenges. Okay, now that we're a little more intimate and nice and close now, I did want to point out, isn't this a nifty little ground signal that I've been working on for our potato chip factory, the more manual point that's there, literally, because it's not even a wired up point. Anyway. So we've got this little box. Let's open the lid and have a look. And the first thing is, it's a great case and all, and it looks like the diorama itself has just been mounted onto some form of timber. It definitely smells like some sort of a glue's been used in there. There you go, just a nice big splodge of it. As you can probably see, the lines on the road have just been hand painted on, and knowing me, I would have created a little bit of a curb on it or something like that, as ripple strips have. A little bit of static grass and a tree. I just think the line looks a little bit too sloppy for my requirements. But, again, you may be more than happy, and it does meet your requirements. So we put our model on, and this looks quite fair. So much so, we might have a little bit of an Australian influence with the Australian Falcon sitting on here at the moment and giving a bit of interest. Who knows what you're planning on doing? I guess the point is for a few dollars, and I want to say this box, including postage and all the rest of it, is less than $20. So I think it's not a bad way to go if that's just all you're looking for. But for someone like me, this hand-painted job is just a little bit too rough. And but let us not go too far away from that. We'll pop that to the side because for the sake of this demonstration, I thought I saw another one, and they were very key in saying this is scale 1 to 64, which is basically what our Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars of the scale they want. 1 to 76 is basically if you're doing your 00 or Hornby type of model railway, which is 00 scale. And of course, we've got HO, which is 1 to 87. And of course, HO and 00 often get integrated together. But there is a key difference. And as you start looking carefully at some things, they don't always quite balance up. So I purchased this with the intention of actually, because we obviously have one in the box and one that isn't, but my favorite of all the Matchboxes, of course, has got to be the SP-7. This is my favorite four-wheel drive SUV, if you want to call it that. But of course, it is our Chevy Blazer, and we did do another video on that some while back. So if you want to see more of that and what we did, check it out, and the antenna. Anyway, I thought it would be good to have something that could sit here, but I think you can see quite clearly that this isn't really working. We could sort of have it off to here. This is for a different scale. So of course, I mentioned to the seller, who was happy to compensate me accordingly, but it wasn't about compensation. It was about, I need something for this. Now, don't despair, because I think you know, and as you could probably see off in the distance where we've had to make different roads, asphalt, concrete, all sorts of things, I really think we can get a piece of plywood, reuse the case, and come up with a pretty nice little scene. I think we can do a lot better. That's not what we're doing in today's video. Don't strap yourself in. We're about to end the video now. I just wanted to show you that these are options that are available out there to you on popular trading sites that could be well worth a look at for you. And just to complete the video, we're just going to take the plastic off. Nice. It's a shame because obviously the static grass from transport has stuck to the inside, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but at least we can complete a scene and away you go. Now this may be exactly what you're looking for, but those lines, every time I look at it, it's quite disturbing, and it's far too shiny coming off of them as well. So just a light wash would do the job, with a little bit of a light model wash, but that's it. Well, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. That's going to do it for this one. We'll just set this one down because those wheels roll awfully well, as you can see. But I hope you've taken a little something away from this. If you are thinking about, oh, I saw these advertised online, maybe this is what I need, you are going to get what you pay for. I think the case is tremendously well priced. And as you can see, I just took a steel ruler, popped that bit of glue that held that down. You could set in whatever scene you particularly wanted. So fantastic way to go. For those of you that just want a box that you can put out, put your car in, and away you go, my best suggestion is triple check the sizing. And they specifically said, as I mentioned, that this was a scale 1 to 64. Well, clearly it's not. That's more a 1 to 24 or something like that. Maybe for a military tank or something like that. But definitely those next scales up, which is something I'm not really collecting. Maybe this tractor I've got sitting beside me, that's too big. A little buggy here, yeah, but not quite right. So again, do some homework before you purchase them. Otherwise, it's a nifty little gift, and you could certainly turn something simple. Maybe it was a family member's favorite particular car or Hot Wheels or model plane or something you've discovered, going, I'd love to give it a new lease of life. They may not play with it anymore now they're grown up, but maybe you could take it, slip it into something, and give it back to them in a whole new world, so to speak.
I'm dropping the hammer.
Thank you as always for joining me. I certainly, as always, will look forward to seeing you in the next one, and please do stay safe. Doodles!